BXB. It's in the game!
Luck has a place in video games, but you can't depend solely on luck to deliver a consistently compelling experience to the player. This overdependence on randomness working is, however, at the heart of Xenon Valkyrie Plus, a roguelike platformer that is now available for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Things certainly get off to a bad start, with a lack of explanation leaving the player to figure things out for themselves. Certain things are intuitive, for example movement. Other aspects, however, rely more on a trial and error approach, requiring several playthroughs before the finer details start to become clear. Persevere, and the main problem becomes progression, which is intrinsically tied to the game's procedural generation algorithm. Unlike other more successful titles in the genre, such as Spelunky or FTL, which rely on a more pseudo-random approach, Xenon instead relies upon a more purer form of random, which more often than not produces results that ask a little too much from the player. It's not the levels themselves that are the issue, although the grainy graphics can make it difficult to distinguish the structure at times, but rather the placement of objects. Monsters regularly occupy locations that make them difficult to address or see, often resulting in you suffering unavoidable damage. And with so little in the way of health or ammo restoration, avoiding damage is critical to success. Objects and items also suffer, with the larger chests that unlock newer, more powerful weapons often appearing in unreachable or inaccessible locations. The results are the player being starved of one resource or another, and as such you'll often be just too underpowered to progress, seldom making it any further than your previous attempt. When things do align, then other ill-considered design choices further serve to hamper progress. Weapons crates can only be opened with golden keys, which sadly can only be purchased during the interludes between levels. It's an interesting design choice, especially as the shop seldom carries them in stock. What the shop does offer, however, is a selection of barely useful wares interspersed with the odd useful item such as a health potion or ammo pack. And don't forget, these are only of any benefit if you manage to collect enough of the treasure along your way. And finally, the decision to limit you to solely your melee weapon during boss battle really twists the knife when the only weapon upgrades you've obtained have been to your ranged weapon. If Xenon Valkyrie achieves anything, it must be to highlight that true randomness can't be relied on to create a consistently compelling gameplay experience. When the RNG is feeling kind, then there is fun to be had, but the reality is that more often than not it doesn't, and instead you are trapped in a rewardless cycle that ultimately takes you nowhere. I'm Joel Summerfield, reviewing on behalf of BXB Games. If you enjoyed the video and you would like to see more, then please do hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to head over to the site at www.bxbgames.co.uk for more reviews, features and news. Thanks for watching.
BXB. It's in the game!